How do you fix colour in your photographs and your videos? Colour has to be an objective or a subjective choice. Now, when it's objective for fashion, for product photography, the photographs, when you print them, when you display them, have to show the same colour as the thing itself, because otherwise people will buy something and it won't look the colour that they thought it would, and they're going to be upset. It's going to be false advertising. So in that way, making sure you get accurate colour is very, very important. And there are a number of ways to do this, a number of tools that you can buy. Some are better than others. Subjective colour, you really can mess around. For example, Picasso with his blue period created photographs that were pictures that were more blue to show his sad state of affairs, sad state of mind. The painters of Rothko, for example, again, are using colour in much more of an expressionistic way. So colour you can use in different ways. You can use it impressionistically because it's beautiful. You can use it expressionistically because it's emotional. And you can use it symbolically because it means things. Now, when we're doing colour and making it objective, what we're doing is setting a baseline that we can then move around from. White balance is going to be the most useful way to do this, the most practical way to do this, and there are a number of ways to do this at the moment with your camera. The auto white balance, so useful compared to the days of film when you just have to rely on coloured filters that would rob your camera of light. Now you can use auto white balance to make your pictures more accurately reflect the lighting conditions of the scene. So for example, we're photographing inside under tungsten light, the camera is automatically going to adjust a great deal of that tungsten light away so that the colours look more neutral. With a normal daylight colour film, this would not be the case, and you'd have to use a blue filter to compensate. With the auto white balance, it continues to improve, and it's now at the stage where leaving the camera on auto white balance most of the time, majority of the time, and photographing in RAW mode is going to be a very sensible time-saving choice. The auto white balance varies between cameras, but generally most cameras now that you can buy are pretty good. If you need to get something beyond this, you can set a custom white balance. You can use this, for example, by photographing a white piece of paper. That will genuinely get you in a good enough ballpark for the majority of cases. Even things like white shirts and white billboards and so on. Anything that's white or relatively white in your scene, anything importantly neutral in your scene is going to be a good, safe bet. It's not going to get you the most accurate colours, and therefore there are some other options that you can purchase to make your white balance more accurate. One of these is going to be the SpyderCube, a massively marketed and overpriced piece of kit that I nonetheless bought with the pursuit of better colour in mind. The SpyderCube gives you a very, very black because it's in the shade. It gives you a white, and it gives you a neutral grey. It also gives you a little ball on the top to show you where your light sources are. Here what we'll do is we'll use the white side or the grey side to set the white balance. We'll use that to make sure the colours are neutral, because objectively this doesn't have any colour cast, it shouldn't have any colour cast, and therefore by telling the software that this doesn't have any colour cast, your software can set the other colours accurate relative to this. Then there's the Cora white balance tool, again overpriced, bit of plastic from China, but it is going to allow you to make better photographs because it's quicker. You put it over the front of your lens, it disrupts the light coming into the lens, you set your custom white balance using that instead of a grey card or something neutral in your scene, and the idea is that the photograph is therefore more neutral. This is before the Cora white balance tool with white balance on auto from the Nikon D610. The blue background is going to change the colour. This is after using the Cora white balance tool. The most accurate solution is going to be a colour chart. Here is one I purchased earlier. This is the SpyderCheckr. This is the larger one. The Xrite ColorChecker is the alternative to this. Actually, I would say it's a better alternative. I got this one because it was larger. It was a mistake. The software for the SpyderCheckr is outdated because it works on the finished files, whereas the Xrite ColorChecker works on the DNG by creating a profile. So the Xrite ColorChecker is going to, I believe, be a better option technically to get accurate color. Nonetheless, this is useful because it tells the software what the colors ought to be. Here we are. So by setting the white balance using the grey patch here, it's meant to be neutral, and by setting the colors here that are meant to have this precise color value in the scene, you can therefore move all of the colors to a more accurate representation. You'll note that there are other colors down here. The software that I use, Davinci Resolve, which is sort of the professional grade color grading software, only uses the top part here. Again, you can get this top part here cheaply, relatively cheaply, because again this is an overpriced product because it gives you accurate color, and that will ensure that you get better color. All of these options are ways to make sure you get accurate color, but bear in mind that when you've got the accurate color, you'll also need to have a useful, appropriate color editing system when you work on the color on your laptop or on your desktop. You need a good monitor with a full range of Adobe RGB. You need a workstation environment where there's not much light around, so you're in dim light or no light, and the light itself is color balanced. You don't need any reflections interfering with the colors on the screen from behind the monitor, and essentially you need to be working in a fairly high grade color lab that you've set up either professionally or at home. That's going to allow you to edit the colors. You also need to ensure that your colors are balanced on your monitor regularly because they do fade, they do change over time, and this is going to be a much larger investment in the monitor, in the calibration system, and in the environment in which you work. The idea with using the color checker, the idea with using the white balance tools, is to get you in the right ballpark so that you've got colors that are, to begin with, accurate enough. Another way to check your color is just to make photographs and then print them every week, every month, and just have a look. As long as you're using a good lab, their color is going to be accurate, and you can therefore check the photographs in your print compared to the photographs on the screen. And you'll notice any issues, any major issues, pretty quickly. So that's how to get better color. That's how to get better color in your photographs and your videos. Any questions, please do leave them below. Thanks so much.